So next up, we got tomorrow's game. We'll start up with the Cavs versus the Pistons.
Nah. My boy, I got the Lakers jersey on. Just had to go put it on. Gonna
My
talk
bad,
about the
my bad.
Lakers first, my
We'll,
boy.
we'll, we'll start with Lakers versus OKC. What are we thinking in this series? What
All
are we
right, I'll
thinking?
do my take first. I know this ball in my hand looks very small. It's not a mini hoop ball. It's NBA regulation. I'm just 6'10", like LeBron type weight and height, so it looks very small. But I'll go first here. Lakers and OKC. Man, this is a tough one. As you can tell, I'm a Lakers fan here. To be honest with you, I think the deciding factor in this game is going to be the physicality of the OKC defense. So Lou Dort sitting down on defense, reaching in, half of them probably reaching fouls. I'd be surprised if he wasn't guarding Austin Reeves. I think they're going to match him up on Reeves and probably Caruso on LeBron. Probably Caruso on Reeves and Lou Dort on LeBron. It's going to be an interesting series for sure. We're going to have to look and see if Luka's going to come back. I know it's kind of up in the air right now. With no Luka, Lakers in 7.
Okay, that's
with Luka, Lakers in 5.
That's glazed. That's glazed.
Now,
What do you think?
Okay, I'll give you my real take. Given the circumstances right here, right now, give me Lakers in 7. I'll tell you why. Jalen Williams, great defender. He probably have the matchup on Braun. He's not going to be in the game. He's not going to be playing. I don't think he's going to play this series. He has a similar injury to Luka. He's got the hamstring problem, and if he comes back, he's not going to be the same, in my opinion. Now, the reason I got the Lakers, everyone says 2018 Braun. He's going to carry this, and that. He's going to carry for sure, but it's not going to be like the 2018 Braun we've seen. It's going to be more of a master class of IQ base of running the offense, throwing lobs to Ayton, kicking out the 3, Kennard, Marcus Smart. And I think, to be honest with you, the 2 players to watch in this series, you might think Austin Reeves and LeBron. No, it's going to come down to DeAndre Ayton, if he can match up with Hartenstein, get the rebounds. Hartenstein's huge, big guy, came from the Knicks 2 years ago. Big physical center. It's going to really come down to Ayton. Can he box out? Can he get those rebounds? Can he get the second chance points? And can he defend the paint? Another big player it's going to come down to is Marcus Smart. I think he's going to have the matchup with SGA. We're going to have to see if he can guard SGA without fouling, be physical like he was in the first 3 games of the Rocket series, getting those steals, fast break points, shooting threes. I think those are going to be the 2 major impact players in this series. Obviously, LeBron and Austin Reeves are more valuable, but I think it's going to come down to – because I think LeBron James and Austin Reeves, they're going to play great no matter what. I think it really just comes down to, can Luke Kennard hit his shots, can Ayton rebound, and can Marcus Smart hit a few threes and play tough physical defense on SGA without fouling?
Definitely.
Now, I know your take is going to be the exact opposite, so let's hear it.
Before I do my take, how do you feel about that, the spread for tomorrow?
I mean, to be honest with you, that's just straight disrespectful. What is it, 14.5? I mean, if you want free money, if you're not betting Lakers spread, what you doing? I told y'all, I did say Lakers in 5. It was Lakers in 6, but everyone was picking the Rockets. Everyone and the mother was picking the Rockets in 4, Rockets in 5, this and that. And then they said Rockets in 7 when the Lakers were up 3-0. But I think Lakers are going to surprise some people. They're the underdogs, man. You don't want to see LeBron as an underdog. That's all I'm saying.
Definitely.
Last time he was underdog was in the finals in 2018, but that didn't work too well. But let's hear your take.
I must say I am on the opposite side. I do think OKC takes this down in 5. I'm not gonna lie to you.
All right, so you're giving us a game now.
I do think the Lakers can take one game down, but I think OKC just takes this and runs with it. I think OKC is a force to be reckoned with. Now I do agree with you that 14.5 point is very, very high, and as we've seen throughout these whole entire playoff, anyone with double-digit spread, it's definitely an eye to look at because I just don't see the Lakers getting blown out.
So, all right, let me ask you this. You got OKC in 5. Do you see any possible way the Lakers can win this series?
If Braun completely takes the entire series over.
What percent chance would you give it? 5, 10, 2, 100?
I would give it about a 10% chance.
10%
I think that coaching is going to play a huge factor into this. I think Austin Reeves needs to take the ball out of his hands because as we've seen in that game 6, or the game 5 with Austin Reeves with the ball in his hands. I know he's a little banged up. He was coming back. He didn't look too hot. Now, when he was playing off ball and LeBron was being the ball handler, I think they played a lot better. As you could tell in the first 4 games of that series, how they went up 3-1. And I think if they want a shot at this series, then Braun needs to have the ball in his hands.
I agree. I think the ISO ball is not going to work out in this series. I think you got to actually set up the offense. You can't do no ISOs with Austin Reeves like we were trying to do in Game 5, in my opinion.
I completely agree. I don't see the ISO ball working in this. That's why I believe that Braun needs the ball in his hands.
So do you expect, sorry to cut you off, do you expect Luka Doncic to come back this series, or what are your thoughts on that situation? Because it's kind of all over the place with the media coverage.
I definitely think it is all over the place, but nowadays, the way athletes train, the way they rehab, I think there is a possibility it happens. Honestly, I didn't think Ant was going to be back as quickly as he came back, and he surprised me with him playing tonight. So I definitely think there's a chance. I would never say never with him coming back. But I think if he comes back, they have a lot better shot at this series.
I think I'm hoping he could get a Game 3 return, maybe Game 4, just to, make it a competitive series, hard-fought series. Definitely. I do expect OKC to be up 2-0 by the time he comes back to LA.
Definitely. And hopefully by the time, if he comes back, hopefully the series isn't too far gone.
Let me tell you what, though, if the Lakers steal a game in OKC without Luka, you guys better be on Laker watch. That's all I'm saying.
Definitely. All right, now we'll shift back to the East. We got Pistons versus Cavs. How are we feeling?
So I already kind of spoiled my take in an earlier segment when we were talking about the Raptors and the Cavs. Like I said, Raptors and Cavs series, I was very unimpressed with the Cavs. I thought they were a lot better than they actually were. It was very shocking to me. I thought their defense would be a lot better with Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, 2 big center, power forward in the paint, great defenders. I thought that they would be a lot better defensively, and I thought Donovan Mitchell would, I think he's top 7, like I said earlier, in playoff points per game, averaging like 28, 29 points, something like that. I was expecting him to come out hot last series. Didn't happen. Now, does that mean he's due? I don't know. But I got the Pistons personally in 6. Pistons didn't look too hot in the Magic series either, but I just think that was a bad matchup for them. The Magic are a great defensive team. I don't expect the Pistons offense to look as bad as it did in round 1. What are your thoughts?
Definitely. My thoughts are very similar. I think that the Magic matched up very, very well against the Pistons, especially defensively. I just don't think that the Cavs will be able to hold the Pistons on defense the way the Magic's held them. So I don't think the series will be as close as the last 2 series we just saw between the Cavs and the Raptors and the Pistons in the Magic. I think the Pistons run away with this. I will give the Cavs 2 games like you. I would definitely say the Pistons in 6.
All right, so we do have a similar take on that one. Who do you think is going to be the deciding factor in the series?
Oh, Cade Cunningham, all the way. He showed it against the Magic. Going down 3-1 pretty much brought the series back. I think he's going to be the deciding factor once again.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think he's going to end up being the best player in the series. Hoping Jalen Duren could bounce back and play like the superstar that I believe he can be. But the player that I think is going to affect the series the most, and the only way the Cavs will have a shot, in my opinion, is if Donovan Mitchell, if he comes out there playing like he usually does in the playoffs, then I'll give him a chance. But until I see it, I'm rolling with the Pistons.
Definitely. And speaking on Durant, I think he has a way better matchup. Jalen Duren, I think he has a way better matchup going into this series as well. So I think he will play a lot better.
Jared Allen's a pretty good shot blocker, but I think Jalen Duren, he's a little bit, pause on this, a little bit more thick than Jared Allen. I think he's going to use his strength in the post, and I think he could be a key player in the series to watch.
Definitely.
Pause that, though.
Definitely. All right, so who do you got going to the finals?
Nah, let me. You go first. You go first. I'm passing like Brown, pass first player.
My thoughts on the finals. I think it's OKC versus 76ers. I think the 76ers take
Ah,
the
you know my
Pistons. I think the 76ers take the Pistons down in the Eastern Conference Finals, and I think it's the OKC versus 76ers.
All right. Now, why do you got the 76ers coming out the East? So, to me, to be honest with you, I think in the East and in the West, there's two series I'm watching. One in the East, one in the West. And I think whoever wins that game is going to the finals. For me, 76ers and Knicks. I think the 76ers are going to win the series. I think those are the two best teams in the East right now. I think the 76ers win that. I think they make the finals. And then, man, I've been flipping back and forth on this. Timberwolves, Spurs. Who's going to win? Who's going to win? Timberwolves, Spurs. I'm flipping back to the Spurs, man. I'm flipping back to the Spurs. They're going to the finals, and they're winning in 7 against the 76ers. Okay. I got to flip back to the Spurs, man. I've been thinking about it while we've been talking. I can't trust Anthony Edwards' knee, man. I can't trust it for some reason. He's a great player, but I don't know. The Spurs are just so young and physical. I could see them winning that matchup. And the Spurs, I think they match up very well against OKC. They beat them multiple times in the regular season. I think they were 4-1 in the regular season. And, you know, they were talking a lot of smack towards the end of the series in the regular season. And Spurs are still coming out on top. Wemby was coming off the bench, I think, the first 3 games of their regular season matchup, and they were still able to put BTA. So I think I got the Spurs making the finals out of the West and beating the 76ers in 7. Now, you said the OKC and 76ers. Who do you have winning the matchup and how many games?
Between that matchup, I have OKC winning in 7.
Okay. And what do you think would be the determining factor in that series? Why do you have OKC in 7?
Honestly, once again, I just think OKC is very well-rounded from top to bottom. I think the deciding factor between that will be just everybody staying healthy, to be honest. Now, the reason why I have the 76ers even making it, again, I think they're a very well-rounded team as well, especially with Embiid. But if Embiid can't stay healthy, then I'm going to have to agree with you on the Knicks making it to the finals.
Yeah, I agree as well. I think we're both putting a lot of faith in Joel Embiid's injury history here, hoping that he can stay healthy. But if he's not healthy, I got the Knicks as well. Another big player, I think, coming off the bench, Quentin Grimes, I think he could show up in the series and surprise a lot of people in the next series.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, if it was my hypothetical matchup, Spurs and the 76ers, who would you pick?
The Spurs and the 76ers?
Yeah, my prediction, who would you have? Because I said Spurs in 7.
I'm going to have to go with the Spurs as well.
So we both pretty much agree whoever comes out the West wins it?
Yeah, I just think the West is just completely outmatches the East. I don't care who makes it in the East. I think whoever makes it out the West is going to win it.
I agree completely.
Definitely. So any other thoughts going over pretty much everything we just went over?
I don't have any necessary thoughts, but I have a question we could both talk about here. I mean, Joel Embiid a few years back, he was top 3 player in the NBA until pretty much he's been getting injured every single year. Everyone just completely even removed him out of the top 5 talks. Do you think if the 76ers make the finals this year and he stays healthy and they make the finals, do you think we're going to be putting him back in that top 3 conversation, top 5 conversation? What are your thoughts?
I think the conversation definitely needs to be had. But in the same token, like everyone's been talking about, he's got to stay healthy. Like half this season, the only reason why they're even in this position that they're in right now, even making it to the second round of the playoffs, is because Maxey and the rest of the team were able to keep it afloat for him to get back. So I definitely think there's a conversation to be had, but he's got to stay healthy.
Understood. Last question here, and then we'll move to the next segment. Now, me and you've had a GOAT debate back and forth here a little bit. If LeBron James beats Oklahoma City Thunder and makes it to the Western Conference Finals, does that do anything in the GOAT debate for you? Does that change anything?
For me,
him against you're predicting them to make the championship. Would you finally put him ahead of Michael Jordan?
I don't know. I'm very big on Michael Jordan, but I would definitely say that I need to readdress my opinion because if he can make it out of this round, then the talk needs to be had.
All right, I'll take it. Now, next segment, you want to talk about the underdogs, correct?
Yeah, but the video is about to end, so tune into the next one.